How to select a mutual fund for investing. That's a topic for discussion today in the Market Secrets Investment Series. With too many categories and thousands of mutual funds, it can get confusing when selecting mutual funds. There are various things that you need to consider while selecting mutual funds for investment, which we'll be discussing in this episode. It is important to understand that the selection of mutual fund is not the first or the most important step in making a portfolio. For all long-term investors, there is only one objective: maximum total real returns after taxes, and for that, you need to invest regularly. So, with that note, let's get started with today's session. So, the first thing that you need to do while selecting a mutual fund is you need to define the asset class structure. In simple terms, you need to decide whether you want to invest in large cap, mid cap, small cap, or flexi cap, or value funds or international funds. First, you need to make this decision. The selection of the appropriate asset class will help you to refine the fund search so that a fund that fits in your portfolio structure is selected rather than the one which has performed recently. There's no point in keeping in mind the return from Sensex and then selecting a small cap fund. It won't work out. So the first step is you need to define what type of fund you need. That is, what is the asset class of that particular fund. That's your first decision. Once you decide on the type of the fund you need to go for qualitative analysis. The qualitative analysis is nothing but checking whether the AMC, the fund manager, and the fund management and its fund management style are proper. So first thing is you need to check whether is the AMC team stable or they undergo rapid changes. I do not like ICICI AMC for that specific purpose despite being a good performer. Next is vision of the fund and their practices, especially the communication and educational policies. Parag Parikh Mutual Fund and Quantum Mutual Fund are unique and best in this particular aspect. Moving on, next is how often new funds are launched and their overall history. If the businesses focuses on gathering more assets by launching more funds rather than adding value to an existing fund, it is a red alert. Next on the list is investment philosophy of the AMC and do their funds really follow those overall philosophies. This will tell you how the funds of the AMC will behave across different market conditions. For example, Reliance funds will have great returns during the bull phases while they are beaten down heavily in bear phases. Parag Parikh funds have much better downside protection during bear phases. So try to understand the investment philosophy of the fund and AMC before investing. And lastly, is the business model profitable for them? Is the AMC running on profits? If not, the long-term viability is a suspect. So this is the second step, which is nothing but qualitative analysis. Next on the list is quantitative analysis. So once you are done with step 1 and 2, you need to go for step 3. So only after qualitative assessment is completed, the proper quantitative analysis should come into picture. And when it comes to the quantitative analysis, there are two important points. Are the returns consistent with the fund's policies? The measurement should be against proper benchmark and not against some arbitrary one. And secondly, how does the fund performance compare with the other funds with similar investment strategy? Excess performance is a good sign across bull and bear phases adjusted for the risk. A lower fee structure is preferable if all other things are being equal. So these are the things that you need to do while selecting a mutual fund for investing. Now, when to remove a fund from your portfolio? You need to remove the fund from portfolio if any of the following things changes. That is, if the objective of the fund changes, if the objective or risk tolerance of you, the investor changes, or if the asset class structure changes. The best example is the Reliance Growth Fund. It started as a mid-cap fund, but because of size bloating, it got converted into a large and mid-cap fund. So if any of these three changes, then you need to consider removing that particular fund from your portfolio. Now comes the mistakes that you need to avoid while selecting mutual funds for investment. The first and most common mistake is selecting too many mutual funds. If one has too many mutual funds, it becomes difficult to monitor and assess them. Short-term performance then becomes the shortcut assessment, leading to hire and fire policy and the hot fund chasing phenomenon. So the solution here is to have lesser funds, preferably 3 to 4. The next mistake is not investing internationally. Diversification among economies and market is a good practice. Next on the list is unclear policies or plan. You need to write down your investment plan and policies in such a way that even if you give it to a complete stranger, the portfolio can give this desired results. So write down the entire plan that you have with respect to investing in mutual funds. That is very important. The next mistake is using short term performances for long term investing. People will just look at 1 month or 6 month or 1 year returns of equity funds and they invest in it for 5 to 10 years. This is not the right strategy. If you are investing for 5 or 10 years, you definitely should look into the last 5-10 year performance of the mutual fund as well. And the last one is excessive focus on peer performance. This is nothing but over analyzing and completely believing on the star ratings and switching between the funds. Don't do that. If you are investing in mutual funds, you should be investing in it for a long time. So I believe there are two core investment beliefs that everyone should have. So these are the two core investment beliefs that I have. Number one, equities will perform best if you invest in it for long term. The performance comes in short bursts interspersed by prolonged dull periods. So you need to give your funds enough time to perform. Second thing is markets show predictability over long term but not over short horizons. So a long term allocation strategy is better while short term market timing strategies should be avoided. These are the two core investment beliefs that I have. And I believe this is something that every mutual fund investor should have. This brings us to the end of today's episode. If you have any queries on this particular episode, please drop it down in the comment section. Also, if you have any feedbacks on the investment series in general, please drop it down in the comment section as well. Hit the like button if you have liked this video and share it with your friends if you find it useful. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video or conduct a live session. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.